One of the things that we've known about Man of Tomorrow, even though James Gunn never officially said that Brainiac was going to be in it, was that Brainiac is going to be in it. We've known that. It is 100% locked. But who is going to play Brainiac? There was a lot of names thrown out there. Some outlets said they had the hot scoop about who they knew had the inside track to get it. Well, it turns out none of them were right, because Variety is now reporting James Gunn's Superman Man of Tomorrow casts, now I know I'm going to say this wrong, Lars Eidinger. I'm going to say that, a German actor. He has been cast to play Brainiac. Variety writes the following. German actor Lars Eidinger will play the super intelligent antagonist Brainiac in James Gunn's next Superman installment, Man of Tomorrow. Gunn confirmed the casting in an Instagram post Saturday morning. He wrote in the caption, "In our worldwide search for Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow, Lars Eidinger rose to the top. Welcome to the DCU, Lars." Now, I have to say here, I don't know Lars's work at all. I don't know. I know he's been in a number of things, but I don't know his work. He's been in Jay Kelly, which I haven't sat down to watch yet. That's the new George Clooney and Adam Sandler film. I got to sit down and watch that. Still haven't watched it yet. So he's in that. Then he was in something like Dead Language, The Light, Dying, things like that. But I haven't seen any of those, so I don't know his work. But here's the funny thing, Rob. Somebody wrote in and asked me on one of our question and answer segments. They said, considering how close James Gunn is with Michael Rosenbaum, who you directed in your audio drama, Michael Rosenbaum, he said, do you think he'll put Michael Rosenbaum in as Brainiac? And I said the following. I said, knowing James Gunn and his pattern, when it comes to his main characters, he never looks for the big star, and he's not going to compromise his project. He always looks for what performer out there is the best fit. And that's why we ended up getting a relatively unknown David Cornsweet to be Superman, because he didn't care about his buddies. He didn't care about the biggest names out there. He wanted somebody, and listen, think what you want about the Superman movie. Oh my God, David Cornsweet was the perfect guy to play this version of Superman. Every bit as perfect as Henry Cavill was to play his version of Superman. It was utterly on the nose. And so I said during the Q&A, I have a feeling it's going to maybe be somebody we don't know anything about, because he just looks for somebody who's perfect for that role. And sure enough, here we are, and we've got it. Rob, what do you think of the casting? And now that James Gunn has officially confirmed that Brainiac is indeed our antagonist, what are you expecting out of that?
Well, the only thing that I even saw this, I had to look up the actor, I think like everybody else, and I did see Irma Vep, the TV series version of Irma Vep, and I'd seen a little bit of Babylon Berlin. But other than that, and, he was in those. What I love about this is I think James Gunn's probably found somebody who delivered a pretty extraordinarily unusual performance as Brainiac. And that's what he's good at. He loves finding these guys or girls that really surprise him. And I think, somebody who's probably willing to go pretty out there to create that experience. And I think it's great. I'm excited to see what he does. I'm excited to see where James Gunn's going to take this Superman movie, where he's going to take Man of Tomorrow, and so I'm going to be excited about it. I mean, I have no idea where this is going to go. I have no sense of what James Gunn's going to do with the character, but I bet it's going to be pretty wacky.
Well, I mean, listen, by the way, somebody was asking in the live chat, I don't think I have it here, but somebody was asking in live chat, saying, wait a minute, didn't they deny? Yeah, there it is. Marcus said, didn't he deny that Brainiac was the villain? Just to be clear, James Gunn did not deny that Brainiac was the villain. What James Gunn said in his statement was, hey, just to be clear, James Gunn said, I never said Brainiac. I've never confirmed that Brainiac is in the movie. He didn't deny he was. What he denied was all those names you guys are talking about being cast as Brainiac. We haven't even talked about those people around here. That's what he denied. So like if Matt Smith ended up being cast as Brainiac, well, then James Gunn was fibbing because he denied that any names we've talked about was that. So that's clear. But Rob, I now that James Gunn is officially confirmed that it is indeed Brainiac and Brainiac's the guy, I find that really interesting because he is so juxtaposing this DCU and really giving it a very truly unique identity from, say, the Elseworld stuff that they've done over with Warner Brothers with Joker, and more specifically and more importantly, Matt Reeves's The Batman, which is so gritty and grounded and doesn't have like all the supernatural stuff. Here, we get Brainiac. How significant do you think that is, that Brainiac is going to be our villain? And is this a good idea to bring in a character of the nature of Brainiac into this DCU so early?
Well, I think, first of all, I love the fact that Brainiac's coming in, and I do think that it's time to see Brainiac, because the way Brainiac has been portrayed both in the animated series and in the comics, it allows something really interesting to go on there. I mean, something compelling. It'll throw problems at Superman we haven't necessarily seen before that I'm excited to experience, and I think it's a great choice all the way around. Um, because it's also gonna give us something new, a direction that we can take these Superman movies that we haven't gone in before, which I think is great. Move away from Zod and the Kryptonians and give us problems. And look, the very idea that the threat of Brainiac causes Superman and Lex Luthor to pool their resources. Look, whether I love when two characters who don't necessarily have any love for one another have to work together for a common goal. That's just great drama. And whether it's comedic, whether it's tension filled, I think that idea and all of it is great. It gives us, I think, a really strong basis for a movie. Um, to be honest, John, I'm excited. I'm excited to see something I haven't seen before. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what kind of a movie it's going to be. I just want the threat to be grave, and I want the drama to be heightened. And if they can give us, if James Gunn, he's already written the script. He already knows. They've already approved it. They're going into production. The studio's got to be behind it, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be great for all of us, all of us Superman fans. And let's face it, who isn't a Superman fan? I think it's great all the way around on every level.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? It is now, we can say, official that Brainiac is going to be the antagonist of Superman Man of Tomorrow, something we always knew anyway, but a name has been brought forth that none of us even guessed. Lars Eidinger, again, I'm sure I'm butchering his last name. Somebody's going to educate me on how to say it properly, and then I will say it properly from now on. But he's our new Brainiac. Did you guess him? Everybody's going to say they did, but you're all lying. You did not. And what do you think about the fact that Brainiac is indeed going to be the antagonist? And what could that mean for this new DCU moving forward? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.